About 18 months ago, I had to buy a new car. And I did some research into cars. I decided on the kind of car I wanted to buy. The day before I went off to see the car dealer, I reread a book by Robert Cialdini, which is all about the biases that we suffer from in making decisions and how people can exploit them. On a Friday, I went into the car dealer, and first thing he did was offer me a cup of coffee. And I know that that's trying to establish reciprocity. By giving me something, he knows that I want to give him something back. He then asked me my address, and I told him. He said that his uncle lived in that road. So I knew that he was trying to establish a sense of affiliation to him. And on it went. He was trying very, very hard to make me positively disposed to paying a high price for the car. But I'd read the book the night before, and so I knew exactly what he was trying to do. Despite that, I still ended up paying 40% more than I expected for this car. True story. In the late 90s, I went to a course at the Kennedy School at Harvard on behavioral finance, where some of the greats were present. Danny Kahneman himself was there, along with Richard Thaler and Andrei Schleifer. So I got to see them in action. But really, my studies were from books. I'm a great believer in book learning. So classical economics models human behavior by assuming that human beings are rational optimizers of their own utility. And what Tversky and Kahneman showed is that human beings, but rather suffer from a whole bunch of cognitive biases, which may have evolutionary benefit, but are not the best ways of making decisions in the modern era.
In 2012 through 15, I worked in special projects for Simon on how do we recognize and design processes to mitigate against cognitive biases in investment decision making. Now, a lot of these biases are well known. They're in popular books like Thinking Fast and Slow by Kahneman. And yet they're not widely implemented in investment decision making processes. That's because it takes discipline and a deliberate counter to some of these powerful natural human tendencies. Some of these biases include the fact that we're massively overconfident about predicting the future. We tend to extrapolate from small data sets. Perhaps the most important and dangerous bias in finance is that we suffer from groupthink. We tend to herd into popular opinions. We over-focus on the day-to-day movements of the stock market, and it's very important to take that emotion out of our decision-making. Some of the biases we're going to be talking about in this series include overconfidence, storytelling, herding, or fear of missing out, group decision-making biases, and the disposition and endowment effects.
The awareness of the bias is absolutely insufficient for overcoming them. Danny Kahneman himself used to talk about how he suffered from these biases just like everybody else. So you have to have systems and processes.
We mapped elements of our investment process to areas that could succumb to such biases. In this video series, we explain how we've thought about a lot of different cognitive biases and what we've done to combat them.